If it hit, but it won't.
For sure. For sure. But it's interesting watching characters get balanced that way, because I think it lets them make characters like Joker or, you know, Sheik or Zero Suit as well, I guess. Like characters like of that archetype stronger in the ways that are fulfilling to play them.
And then you have Pikachu.
Aha! Second best character in the game.
Pikachu's really good.
Pikachu's really broken.
He's very mobile and also has ridiculous out-of-shield options.
I'm really disappointed that after Leo won his first tournament with Joker, everyone was already immediately on how busted Joker was, but when ESAM wins Glitch, no one is talking about how broken Pikachu is.
Pikachu's done been broken. That's crazy.
That's a big fact. You know who isn't broken though? Robin.
Robin? Poor Robin.
Can you believe it takes Robin like 15 seconds to become a real character?
Yeah, like Levensword just doesn't appear.
Why?
Until...
Who chose that? Like, why did they reduce charges on up B and then make Levensword happen? Like, it's not like people were getting cheesed by Levensword at 0 anyway.
Like, objectively, they were like, Robin, this character was terrible in 4. Let's remove their down throw up air, kill confirm, and also remove their Levensword for the first 15 seconds.
So, a good friend of mine back home was a Robin player in 4, is now a Snake player. But he spoke to me for a little bit about how he thinks that Robin is a better character in both this game and engine, like in it of itself,
objective,
but relative to the rest of the cast and their matchup spread is worse.
Interesting concept.
Because I feel like the characters that like do the kinds of things that Robin is bad against in this game are better. Like, I think Greninja on paper does very, very well against Robin, because Robin suffers a similar issue where, you know, your out-of-shield options pretty piss poor. Same with your disadvantage, right? And Greninja's very good at keeping you in shield and very good at keeping you in disadvantage.
Greninja's also really good at playing around your projectiles. Like, for you to call out Greninja's movement, he is either moving very obviously or you're like really good.
Greninja gets the benefit of like being a small character without actually being a small character, and that his hitbox occupies so little space.
He's always like ducking extra low to the ground with his Naruto run. He really
my favorite Naruto character. What village do you think Greninja is from?
Definitely the same one that Zabuza's from.
Okay, so the village hidden in the mist, I believe. Yeah,
for sure.
I agree with that assessment. I think that you're right.
Either that or Shadow.
I can see that too.
But I think first hidden then mist.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the point that I was briefly making. Greninja is really, really good at overwhelming Robin, and Robin, even though Robin has more strengths in this game and like functions more as a character, struggles a lot more against the characters that got better because of Ultimate's engine, because they're faster and more aggressive and have access to more options.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. You also removed like Robin's actual way to confirm kills.
Yeah, but I think everything else got stronger to compensate in a lot of ways. Did. So it's like a worthwhile trade-off, because Robin isn't linearly balanced around access to you know, checkmate.
True.
Which I think is important, because I think a lot of characters in 4 had that, and that wasn't really conducive to a healthy environment.
Do I get my grab at 80 or not?
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the change in design philosophy from 4 to this game, and looking at how the Balance team is approaching Ultimate as like its own product, but also is learning from the way that 4 sort of evolved.
Ooh, the multi-parries!
I know that that's an auto parry because it hits so quickly, but it doesn't stop him from looking cool.
Right, it looked sick, and then he knew to hold shield so that he wasn't like messed up.
I would have dropped shield.
Right. And the thing is, if he didn't parry that, though, forward smash would have definitely like popped a shield or shield broken.
For sure.
Or like shield broken.
I'm also, like, despite the fact that Robin's recovery is worse and that you can't do it as much anymore, I'm really glad that they gave Robin the ability to angle their up B.
Right. Like, the recovery is definitely like, objectively better overall.
I know that we spent a lot of that time talking about just sort of like the design of both of the characters, but I also just want to draw attention briefly to the fact that, like, Eclipse was so on top of it.
Like, I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about how, like, yes, he's going to smother you with his movement.
Yeah.
Yes, like, you have to, like, hard call that out.
It's one thing to conceptualize it, and it's another to do it. And Eclipse just did it.
He showed perfect example of why, like...
Why his rush-down, speedy character archetypes tend to overwhelm characters that try to box you out with normals and throw out big projectiles.
Yeah. Like
Robin or Samus or what have you.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Huh. He still has the Ken set face tag. That's cute.
Wonder what for.
So, he is now going to Battlefield. The Battlefield is, like, traditionally one of Robin's best stages.
Yeah.
And Greninja has liked it more in this game than he did in 4.
Did Greninja not like the stage before?
Basically, it ruined his footstool combos.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like, he really liked FD in 4 and Town.
Well, he really likes FD in this game as well.
He still does. He still loves the flat stage.
I remember hearing Eclipse be very, very frustrated last week about the fact that we're not running Kalos anymore because he wanted a third FD.
Yeah, he wanted people to ban 2 FDs and him counterpick a third one. He wanted real privilege.
That was a cute upbeat. He tried to force him onto the stage, I think. That's
kind of... Eclipse is kind of wild with his Hydro Pumps.
Ooh, that almost broke.
Yeah.
Nosferatu is simultaneously a lot stronger and way weaker than I ever think it is.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah, because I feel like it always does more damage than I'm expecting, but it never heals for as much as I'm expecting.
Right. Ooh, that forward smash. I'm amazed that there was no punish, like, whatsoever.
Sometimes you're just not in the right headspace to punish whatever option's coming at you, and it just makes more sense to reset to neutral than push an unsafe button on something that you don't know is going to happen.
I feel that. But again, we see Eclipse like chasing Xillion on the way down.
Yeah, for sure.
Taking stocks. Look at that, recovering high to the plat. The only thing that got him caught was his defensive option after the platform landing. Punish spot dodge. This could very well be, yeah.
One thing that I want to see Eclipse do less of is like every time he gets like at level with the ground of the stage, he does a double jump. And I feel like Xillion is very close to catching on to punishing it more, not actively, but punishing it more severely.
Right.
And I think that Eclipse is not going to stop doing it until it gets him killed. And I'm not sure if that's, I'm not sure if he's realizing that that's his habit or not.
Right now, he is finally, once he finds his footing, he's been pressing advantage pretty well. Jumped into the Thoron. Still surviving.
At 180.
Yeah.
Okay.
That move, like, kills ridiculously early on bad DI and ridiculously late on good DI.
Yeah. I would say so, for sure. But it's also just because of, like, the knockback angle that it sits at, and generally like, where you're going to be landing on it, it often hits you directly at the corner.
Ooh, double arc fire, but the second one barely clips, so Eclipse
that
was able to get
sucks.
out. Yeah.
Double arc fire into up air, I think, is real, and that's like what I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of Robins go for to secure their kill confirm. So watching that not work out for Xillion is really disappointing.
It also looks really cool.
I agree.
So
I think it looks way cooler than Checkmate.
It's disappointing to not see.
I love when characters have basic stuff that like visually looks cool.
Right.
That's part of why I really like Joker. Is I think that like up throw, like drag down up air, like even though it's so basic, is just like such a clean looking thing. I think that's Greninja's whole character too. I think all of oh my lord, that'll do it.
Yeah, he's getting as much charge as he can right now. Oh, he literally dropped that because he missed his double jump. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It works anyway. I really respect the fact that he took the time to just charge up Thoron, because I think having Thoron on deck is way more important than absolutely securing that kill by charging an up smash or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he missed his jump to the platform.
Sure, but I'm saying, like, had it worked, I think it makes a lot more sense for him to have done that rather than just sit up there, charge forward smash or up smash.
Definitely. Oof. Okay. So
I wonder when he's going to try to let that rip. Well, there.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if, like, was his thought process use Thoron for damage, or was he planning on trying to keep the stock alive by playing as safe as he could and then just using it to try to get a kill early?
Right.
Because I think there are two, like, different ways that you can approach having a charged move like that on deck late in a stock.
Like, yeah, like at 150 where he's chilling.
Yeah.
I can use all this rage to get a ridiculous earlier kill.
Not even just using rage, but like, am I confident enough in my ability to play safely?
Oh my god.
Great play from Xillion there. He just really took control of that game in the latter half.
That's crazy. So a lot of the time too.
Oh god, I just realized I'm so not used to hearing Male Robin's voice.
Yeah. Welcome to Xillion.
I'm always 3 steps ahead.
Xillion exclusively plays Male Robin.
In his defense, as much as I prefer female Robin, that is a really, really pretty color scheme.
Yes. I feel the same way about Corrin, and that all of male Corrin's colors are way better than female Corrin.
I think black Corrin and pink Corrin look really good, but I think orange femme Corrin is stupid.
Yeah. Pink one is my favorite one.
Blue one is my favorite,
but like the red and blue are so good.
Yeah, but you were gonna make a point earlier. I didn't mean to derail the whole conversation. So.
I don't even remember. It's fine.
That's all right.
It's cool. Basically, Xillion is pretty sick. Bringing this down to game 3. We're going to Smashville now, so it's a lot closer quarters. This stage normally, as I said before, normally like makes the ledge trapping a lot more prevalent. because the way the platform sits, like you can ledge trap from center stage, which is really good for Greninja because normally he actually does that. He'll like sit at center stage even on a normal stage because he doesn't have like fast options to ledge trap with. He just ledge traps with his burst movement. And Xillion's and Robin's ability to ledge trap is not really affected that much because he'll just Arc Fire anyway.
Yeah. Arc Fire is so horrifying at ledge though. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, his ledge trapping is already busted, and no stage will make it, like, ridiculously better.
Like, is Arc Fire like a 64 frame move? Yes.
Yes.
Is it also active for like almost that entire time? Also yes. Can he just do it again?
Yeah, so basically that's the read. The situation they have to be put in is they just missed an Arc Fire, but I can't punish it now because it's already been out. Do I think that they're going to mash the button again, in which case I can roll and true punish them for it? Or do I think that they're going to wait and like try to cover my next option, in which case neutral get up is safe now?
And any character that can force ledge interactions into a 50-50 is insanely strong on ledge.
Yeah.
And Robin has one of the easiest ways to do that.
Sometimes it's just mashing the B button.
That it is.
It's great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Whew. Narrowly dodges the... Oh, he just...
Oh, it connected with a book. I was like, why did that look like it hit, but it clanked the tome?
That's kind of crazy.
Interesting.
Xillion is playing so well defensively. He's not like trying to push his way in at all. He's just holding spot.
I really, really like watching Xillion play when he's in his element and like able to force people to jump in without committing too much aggressively. Like his ability to do that is just insanely good.
He's really good. Oh my god, what a defensive play.
That was the most aggressive defensive play I've ever seen.
Yeah, like just covering his recovery with that giant hitbox because you know Eclipse has been going down with the Hydro Bump the whole time.
I see a lot of players that have like active projectiles do that, but I very rarely see people just be like, I'm gonna up air here.
Oh, that was a sick parry! So that's also like a consistent setup from Robin's. I didn't know it was parryable. But it would make sense if you can like spot dodge and other such things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But normally that will either shield break or just poke.
Oh my god! That was clean.
Yeah, that Arc Thunder does such a good job of punishing spot dodge or shields.
It's
like,
so meaty.
Your answer is get out of the way.
It's just so active the whole time.
It's not just don't get hit by it, it's don't let yourself block it.
Yeah.
Just get out of the way.
If you block it, you get grabbed. If you spot dodge it, it's going to frame trap your spot dodge and you're going to get grabbed. If you move around it, he covers your jump in. Like, it's so good. You have to, like, clank it and not sacrifice positioning. Like, it's the only way to deal with it.
So we haven't really talked about player history at all. Because
you would know better than I, so
yeah, I definitely know it. The reason I bring it up is traditionally this is in Eclipse's favor, like, heavily. Normally Xillion, like, really early in Ultimate's career, Xillion was like, I am tired of losing all of my runs to Eclipse. But now Xillion is playing so ridiculously well.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. It's interesting, like, I know that we briefly spoke about this during the N Gyo set, but watching the Rushdown versus Zoner match through like so many different lenses is always interesting, and I think this is just another lens for that same sort of like general philosophy.
Yeah.
And watching players like Gyo and Xillion and how they tend to dissect those actions and matchups is always fascinating.
Jumping, really good use of like super high jumps from Greninja to avoid the ledge traps. But again, the air-to-air. Xillion is so good at calling out. I mean, all Eclipse wants to do is jump to get in. That's Greninja's game plan. It's either dash attacking or jumping, and when you put all these projectiles in front of you, you can't really...
Turns out, the frog wants to jump.
Yeah. Oh, he's not
This is such a scary position. That'll do it. Flame Jab is strong as hell.
I think he's playing like a nut tonight.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
And by playing like a nut, I mean his like defensive fortress is just sick.
Yeah, but like when